should be illegal to be in the US and not be a Christian. Listen, Tate is way better than Logan and all these guys. If my legacy is going to be converting, my first weeks on the internet, I was JQing, popping off Muhammad Hijab and everyone just come to our land and tell us what the fuck to do. But do you guys see it as our fight is the black pill fight? I remember being in grade 10, watching videos of like the Federal Reserve and the Treasury and stuff like that, and how they're everywhere. And I was waiting year after year for some kind of revelation that, this is just a stupid YouTube video. And then, like, what is it, like 15 years pass and it's all true. And the more I hung around with my Muslim friends, the more I realized, bro, these guys are demonic. I understand the freedom of religion argument and, they're the founding fathers, all that. But here's the problem. They hate Americans. You see Muhammad Hijab talk and it starts to leak out that they think they're superior and stuff. All I needed, my whole role in the political game is to bring the chaos, and when people panic for order, I shuffle them to Nick. It is funny how that debate became millennia's worth of memes into one.
Yeah, he
became the eternal. And this guy's never read the Quran. You know what he's doing. This is like a political agenda move. This is for money. This is for everything except spirituality. When I saw how many young white guys started going to Islam after he did that, I said, this is the Antichrist. Tate, all he does is money, money. Do you think he actually opens the Quran? Every invention ever created was white people. Why are we pretending that's not real?
Vision a garbage can that's just overflowing with trash, and you're just trying to smash it down and keep the lid on. That's what controlling social media is like. And they'll
100%. Someone said they got red pilled on Twitter in 2015. Can you hear us, Zherka?
Yeah, Zherka.
Oh, he's trying to figure out his settings. He's got to go to
hit the microphone button at the bottom.
Yeah, and then you could change it to your right mic. You got to select the. I wonder if he can hear us. He's got to select the mic on his headphones.
But yeah, so that's it. I got red pilled on a free speech platform online. That's how important free speech is, right? That's it. And then I got on Gab shortly thereafter, and I've been on Gab since 2018 or 2016 or 17. I'm not even sure.
Well, now Twitter's like allowed a lot of stuff.
It is, but of course, the last 6 months, since October 7th especially, they've really, progressively clamped down again. And I'm with Lucas. I get censored far less on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah, mic check. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, there we go. What's up, man?
It's all good, man.
Hey, I want to hear. We got both of you on. He was talking. So Sam was talking about how he got red pilled. I saw some clip of you, Zherka, actually, and I got it up on screen right now. It says Zherka was really JQing on Twitch back in 2020, 2021.
Not that clip.
What's going on there? What's the story with that? What were you getting into?
Basically I was saying I was trying to not get banned, and I said half of Zelensky's welcome to the US. You know what that means?
Yeah.
So that's I'd have to joke like that because they're already on my banning me for other things, but I would do that year round and actually get away with a lot of stuff because these fat liberal types, they don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. They're not. Those kind of admins are not in the politics and stuff. But actually, when I think of the JQ, I've been doing it. This is going to sound psychopathic, and I've never admit this online, but I remember being in grade 10, watching videos of like the Federal Reserve and the Treasury and stuff like that, and how they're everywhere. And I was waiting year after year for some kind of revelation that, this is just a stupid YouTube video. And then, like, what is it, like 15 years pass and it's all true.
So you had the YouTube, right? You took the YouTube red pill, and then you found Nick, right? When did you start watching Nick?
So when I got on the internet, I had an imposter syndrome on Twitch because I'm like around a lot of this, and I'm not from that kind of family and stuff. Like we didn't even think it's real when we came into the West, and really traditional. And then obviously I started hanging around with these types, and I felt like kind of like a weirdo because I was the only Trump guy. I was getting banned for it.
Yeah.
And I was stuck because it's not like I could go back to the club and make money. I have to stay around these kind of people. And so I was isolated. And then Nick got on the Scuff podcast, probably the greatest debate that I repost on Twitter. And a lot of people didn't actually watch this. Like they watched it back then. But if you want the best Nick Fuentes content, it's the Trainwreck Scuff podcast debate. Him, Hassan, Sargon of Akkad.
Yeah.
And he just opens the debate with.
Did you watch that one, Sam?
I haven't. I don't think I've seen
Trainwrecks debate. Yeah, that was.
I haven't seen that particular.
There was like 30,000 people watching that.
I want to say I've seen clips of it, but I never watched it at the time. The whole thing, no.
Oh, it was phenomenal because this is like an 18, 19-year-old Nick, and he goes the first opening because I'm like, how the f is this guy gonna approach this kind of topic? They're calling him a Nazi. Who is this kid? And that was my first week on Twitch, and I was banned because I was the MAGA guy. So Nick took my spot, and I'm like, okay, let's see what he's got. He's probably a softie. And then he opens with, why do you want to go die for the first sentence? Right. That's the first sentence. And I'm like, whoa, bro, that's not how you do politics. Why is he just jumping in there? And then watch his content. And he said, you know, Christians aren't these dumb hippies, right? And that was the first time I saw a channel add masculinity to Christianity. And the more I hung around with my Muslim friends, the more I realized, bro, these guys are demonic. I want to be with the Christians, right? Like, why first of all, it should be illegal to be in the U.S. and not be a Christian. I'm telling you, because
let's go.
I understand the freedom of religion argument, and you know, the founding fathers, all that. But here's the problem: they hate Americans. When Muslims go to the U.S., they despise white people. They'll never admit it, but then you see Mohammed Hijab talk, and it starts to leak out that they think they're superior and stuff. And the way I was raised is, you go to a country, you got to adopt their ideology because this country saved your life.
Right. And their culture. Right. Exactly.
And they keep lying to us that Muslims are there because of war. No, Saudis go to the U.S. Americans don't go to Saudi. Americans never go to these Muslim nations. And I had a problem with even Asians really bringing that nihilistic kind of materialism to the U.S. But the more I was like, where is the greatest society? I watched like Twilight Zone. 1950s America looks so perfect to me. And I always thought it was race. White people, white people, white people. But before the race is the cross. And the white people are the only tribe to preserve that motherfucking cross. Everyone else abandons it, uses it, and become evangelicals who give their money. Like, everyone uses and abuses the cross. And the only channel I saw that did it correct was Nick Fuentes, right? So that Nick was my greatest political red pill. But I'm not going to lie, I loved Jared Taylor growing up.
Yeah. Oh, wow. So
yeah,
you really got into the YouTube red pill. Oh, I got something for you to watch. Wait, Zherka, you got to watch. Yeah. Have you ever heard of Devin Stack, black-pilled? So I
know the face.
He has this thing called the boomer deception, and it's about what you were talking about with 1950s America. It's like one of the best things you'll ever watch. So you look it up. It's called The Boomer Deception, black-pilled, and it's very interesting stuff.
Okay.
Anyway, hey, well, thanks for coming on, Zherka.
Hell yeah, I
Sam
support
Parker,
the stream.
Thanks for coming. I wish you would have came on earlier, Zherka, so we could have got full 15 minutes.
I'm sorry. I just want to say shout out to Richard Spencer as well.
All right.
Are you guys enemies or are you guys friends now?
Me?
Yeah, because sometimes I see Nick had a problem with him. Now they're friends.
Yeah,
again.
Now they're friends. Now, yeah, I never had like a beef with him myself personally, so I try to stay out of like internet quarrels. And Vincent, to be honest,
you had the best tunnel content about the Jays, right?
I appreciate it. Thanks for the compliment, man.
He does. He does have great tunnel content.
Yeah, and that it was actually sad how you didn't get to talk that much on that debate.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he got the kill shot. But he got the kill shot.
Yeah, but if you should have been leading it because you were the tunnel expert, right?
Well, people didn't want to talk about the tunnels, so I was like,
Gavin didn't want to talk about the tunnel.
Yeah.
Gavin didn't want to talk about the tunnel.
And the guy didn't want to either because they were just like literally crawling out of sewers in New York City. And
Sam, did you watch the whole thing?
I did, and honestly, I got to say, Zherka, when you came in like a grenade, it was one of the classic moments of that debate. I mean, there were a lot of great moments in that debate, and a lot of people were mad, at what you did. But I thought it was great entertainment. I thought it was great timing. I thought it was perfect. It shook things up. It was hilarious. It was edgy. It was great.
Well, I needed my whole role in the political game is to bring the chaos. And when people panic for order, I shuffle them to Nick. right?
Nice. Okay, I like it. I respect that. Yeah.
So I was like, Nick, here's the grenade, and he knows the game plan. But it is funny how that debate became millennia's worth of memes into one.
Yeah,
he became the eternal.
Yeah, that's gonna be the new. That's gonna live on forever. People are just gonna share that clip. Oh, I want to ask you that you used to be cool with Andrew Tate, but now I saw your clip about their arrest, and you called him.
Honestly, dude,
what?
Listen, Tate is way better than Logan and all these guys.
Yeah.
But when I watched him bow to Islam for an ethnic shield so he can get that Muhammad Ali following, and all these fighters are tempted to get that Muslim following. And this guy's never read the Quran. You know what he's doing. This is like a political agenda move. This is for money. This is for everything except spirituality. When I saw him bow, yeah, it bothered me, but not that much. When I saw how many young white guys started going to Islam after he did that, I said, this is the Antichrist.
Damn.
Interesting.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and people, when I was coming up, were comparing me to this CIA Tate, and I'm like, bro, if my legacy is going to be converting, my first weeks on the internet, I was JQing, popping off, converting so many of the youth, and the number one email I would get is, I was so close to going to Islam because of Tate, and you brought me back to Christ. And hey, it made me look like, hey, I'm actually going through the Bible. Tate, all he does is money. Do you think he actually opens the Quran? He is subverting people in the most demonic way, and nobody wants to mention it. But I'm pretty sure Nick and everyone agrees that it's like, it's not genuine. He's not.
People are saying W Zherka, so I don't know.
Oh, thank God, bro. They were saying
a lot of W's in the chat.
People are saying W Zherka.
I'll say this, dude. Okay. It's about the Aryan people, because they actually bring a better quality of life for everyone. That's the truth. Okay. Every invention ever created was white people. Why are we pretending that's not real?
That's true.
And when they say people, geniuses like Einstein, a genius married his cousin? That's not. This is crazy to me.
I saw.
No, there's no accounting for taste, Zherka. There's no accounting for taste, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know. The way I see it is like, Nick, if they allowed him to grow, I think he'd have like 20 million followers on YouTube.
100%.
Before he attacked TPS USA, the Charlie Kirk and them, he was at 20K as a new kid on YouTube, which is unheard of. And he made it on his own platform. And that's why I'm like, I like Nick's strategy, but I think it's wrong. Nick's strategy should be to make 10 more Nicks on YouTube everywhere, so they get banned slowly, but they convert more people. And I've been waiting for a long time. I didn't think I'd be the second guy, right? But, God,
I don't know if you can be another. I don't know if there can be another Nick.
But do you understand how Hassan Piker has these Voshes and the Destinies, and they have like little carbon copies?
Yeah, because it's easy to be a.
Yeah.
It's because it's easy to be.
Vincent James. We got Vincent James here. I mean, we got Vincent James, right?
Right, yeah, but it's really hard to be another Nick. I mean, like, the dude is just.
Well, I'm not saying I'm not saying they got to bring the IQ like Nick. I'm saying his edgy, radical positions. There's not one YouTuber, and a lot of YouTubers who say I support Nick, there's not one that emulates him. And to me, I'm like, what the is Nick's chatters doing? They're just sitting on their ass being fans. Like, it's now or never. And especially with the civil unrest coming up, it's crazy to me that it's like, you, Vincent, we got Sam, we got Gavin, we lost. Like, what the?
Gavin was supposed to be on, but then I banned the fake Gavin and the real Gavin. So I was just messaging Ryan right now. He was supposed to come on the show, but I think I banned both the fake and the real Gavin. So
that was pretty.
We're good until 6:30. Yeah, we're good until for another 7 minutes.
Who's been on so far? It's like 10-hour stream.
Oh man, it's been an all-star.
We've had we've had a ton of people on.
I love Sticks.
Yeah. And then Phil, what's his last name from the USS Liberty?
Brian Phil. We had a lot. We had
Owen. Owen's the best.
Owen was great. Stu Peters came on and was spitting
Keith
fire.
Woods, Lucas. You guys. We've got Nick coming on. We've got we've had It's been
I
fun.
still remember Keith Woods was the one to red pill me, where he said, you look at the byproduct of capitalism, it is degeneracy because tits are going to sell. You
Yeah,
know, the byproduct of this, do you remember the ANCAP movement?
It's like it's an amoral capitalism.
Yeah.
You're right. There needs to be cultural guardrails against the excesses of capitalism.
Well,
right.
you need
That's
to
what we used
regulate
to have
morality.
with the Christian culture that was dominant. And now there isn't this dominant culture that provides these guardrails, and conservatism has been taken over by these people who don't have an answer for that. Well, the free market, it's free. You can do whatever you want. They don't conservatism, which is this con conservatism doesn't have an answer for that. Like, oh, well, drag queen story hour, well, everybody's got freedom. People want to change their sex, well, everybody's got freedom. They don't have an answer for that, right?
Yeah.
Because we've lost the culture.
Yeah, I think the scariest thing is how, and I didn't think it would go this way, but Christians really focus on turning the other cheek. And I ask each one of them, like, search your feelings. Do you think saints, Christian theologians would be against the Crusades? And they all freeze here. But what I'm really asking is, I'm convinced we've been subverted, the whole Christian movement has been subverted by, you can't focus on the Crusades or fighting for what's right and with righteous indignation. Just focus on turning the other cheek. And now it's become like Muhammad Hijab and everyone just come to our land and tell us what the fuck to do and stuff. And it's like, first of all, look at the IQ difference. You're not telling us what to do. Okay.
Well, I think what it is like, because I was just reading this article about this couple, right, that had like this, like they an empire.
They invented it.
Right. And I was reading through the article, and I see like this is back in like the 60s or whatever, and their shop was raided because they were illegally transporting obscene material across state lines. Like that law doesn't exist, or the enforcement of the obscenity laws don't exist anymore.
In our parents' lifetimes, these laws were regular and everywhere.
Right.
In our parents' lifetimes,
and so they've been peeled back, and has been normalized by the people who control media, right? So our culture has been shaped by the people who are in control of the media, right? You look at like where the banned, like in Russia, and all of their population is against gay marriage still.
Yeah. Well, here's my question, because the dissident right always talks about, it goes back thousands of years, and the control system goes back so far. And I agree, but I think it comes in waves, because when am I saying it right? Henry Ford, right? My hero.
Henry Ford, yeah.
Yeah. When he was around, and people attack me when I say this, it feels like he didn't have absolute Chancellor Palpatine control of America when he was around. Am I crazy?
No,
but
you're
but they actually
right.
kind of almost did. I mean, they took control of the Federal Reserve in 1913. They invented Hollywood, and so they took control of the media then. They already had most of the media by then.
Right, but you could still see white Americans back then debate and win.
Yeah,
but now it's like you'll never see a white Christian not on the side. It's very rare.
Well, also, they've emasculated Christianity. It's been very feminized. The masculine aspects of Jesus Christ and Christianity have almost been removed from the churches. And to your point, Zherka, it's become very much this. Well, we just have to love everybody, and they use love in terms of permissivity. We just have to permit everything. We can't judge or condemn anybody. And it's turn the other cheek, and then turn the other cheek again, and keep turning the cheeks, and pretty soon. So we disallow everything, right? There's no masculinity to Christianity anymore. And
you just need like a hardcore reaction, like a hardcore, like authoritarian reaction to go back.
Careful with that. But do you guys see it as our fight is the black pill fight? I remember Nick, when we were going to Fresh and Fit, I was like sitting right next to him talking to him. I'm like, dude, you're going to be the president of America, before we started off getting a good mood and stuff. And Nick just looks at me and he goes, yeah, what's left of it? And it was so black pilling. I was like, oh, is that really how it's going to go? We're going to lose before we win?
Well, we've lost a lot of it. I mean, in my lifetime.
Hey, Matt Wallace, you can come back in. You can come back in the show.
Matt Wallace?
Yeah, it was Matt Wallace. You can come back in anytime.
Me, Matt Wallace.
Matt Wallace, come back, brother.
I will be coming back shortly. Let me get this blue background going behind me.
Sounds good.
To go.
All right.
But do you guys feel like it is a black pill point of view.
I think there's still a lot of pieces of America that can be saved and are worth saving. And can all of America and all the greatest vestiges of America in its total expanse be saved? I'm not sure that it can, but a lot of it can be. And the sooner we get more people wakened up, I don't even know what I'm saying, but there's pieces and places that we can save, right? And preserve it. And then maybe over time we can expand back outward and reconquer it, like in some sort of American reconquista.
And do you see Trump as just a raging bull we use, or is this like a secular Christian that's not for us? He's with the, like, because this Trump question is like where everyone on the dissident right is divided and arguing in my Twitter comment section. And I'm like, that's a raging bull. We got to use Trump.
Well, yeah, I mean, because he can get things done that we need to get done.
Well, even when he gets things wrong, the chaos is good for us.
Well, I mean, yeah, I agree.
Everybody, please go check out Zherka Official at twitter.com/ZherkaOfficial.